Hello, welcome back to Having Fun. I'm your presenter Uramis, and today's video is gonna be the last part of the build for this entire journey that you have accompanied me and share a lot of time with me to build this RG Full Armor Unicorn Gundam. So today's video is gonna be talking about the details and last part on how to give that Gundam. When you see those seam lines, you wanna just erase them, but for me, it's gonna be another part of job that I can do to make those seam lines become more like details for the mobile suit. Another thing that I'm gonna be showing you that today here in front of you, you can see the weapons that I have put everything together, and as you can see, these weapons are each one from the entire set. They are painted with the best commonly say word, the so-called Tamiya's paints. No, sorry, Mr. Color paints, and those that I use are two things. You can use for get this kind of same metallic runner color. You can use the either, if you don't have, I will recommend you that you should use this kind of material if you have. So first of all, one thing for sure that you want to use in these parts of building, and if you don't have an airbrush system like colors and everything like that, I would recommend you that you can go and buy each can. It's not a really big price, but if you have an airbrush, you can actually use Tamiya paints too, so you can make your own airbrush spray style paint. So what I use for my point of health and everything, because I use outside of this entire building that I'm living right now, in a little apartment room that you can call to, I'm using a breather that's for protecting against the paints. That's a breather for paints, for doing paint jobs and everything. And also I'm doing it in a large big space because I don't want that the people next door, they get their kids get health problems, and that. Always, first things first, always take care of your health. If you're not taking care of your health, you're gonna make a big mistake to everyone around you. You're gonna be a big issue to your community, and if you don't want to happen that, then you should be actually thinking about health before you're doing something that you will regret the next day if you're like that. So remember, toxic means biohazards issues surrounding your building, and that will imply a great issue with the community that surrounds you, and also some legal issues too that will bring you to jail or some other places or some other points that you will not like to have that. So first thing first, always paint in an open environment, not in a closed one. Try to use the exterior or the outside or the rooftop if you're living in a building, in a house, or if you're living in a close quarter neighborhood. Try to use those kinds of open spaces so you can actually have a better job, workplace and everything. No need to buy fancy stuff, because as always, the ways of people these days, it's not by buying fancy stuff and mimicking other people like jobs. For example, this and that. This is a job for people that you want and enjoy and will have an entire best time with everyone around you. You want to share those moments, and always don't forget that. So for the paints that I use to spray paint these weapons, to get this color that looks like the same from the runner that came out, you can actually use two important things. Here is one of the important things. You're gonna need to use a primer. The primer is something that you will always gonna be used. I'm using the Korean so-called black surfaces. It's a black primer. It's a hashtag 1000. So it's like that. It's commonly used that you can have here in your country. And if you have a close, for example, clothes shop that can that you can buy paint, and they sell primers. You can actually buy primers that are useful over surfaces for like plastic and every kind of that. If it is not written in the back of the paint of the spray can, and if it's like you want to do a test, you should buy only one can, grab a plastic runner, cut it and paint it over. And if you see that the paint is actually melting or eating the plastic, then don't use that kind of spray, because you want to always try to read the back sheet of the spray can and actually want to know what kind of spray paint are you using, because you don't want to get a big mess in your finished products. Also, if you don't have these kinds of local store primer, you can actually go for your best friend, that is Mr. Surfacer or Mr. Hobby. You can use the black surfacer they have, and white and gray. For giving this kind of finishing, you want to go with the black, because it's gonna be giving a real type of metallic color. Also, if you go with white and gray, it's gonna be a big thing after you use them, because there's gonna be some issues or some difference when you try to paint over them, and you will not see the exact same of finished product when you have done that. So let's move on the paints that I use after I use the primer. So after you use a primer, you can actually dry it with a hair dryer for 1 hour, with the option of a hot hot wind. They have the option pre-designed. You have 3 or 4 levels. That's cool, hot, and very hot. That's you are gonna go with the hot one, because you don't want to go with the very hot option, because you don't want to actually have a big issue when you melt, because after you paint them, it's gonna be important that if you if you use your hair dryer too close to the plastic, there is a 50-50 that the plastic will melt when you have the primer on it, or there is a 50% that the plastic will not melt and the primer will do his job. So now let's go ahead and show you what kinds of paint did I use to make this finished product. So for that, I used the Mr. Color spray. It's the number 28 in Japanese. You can have it here. It's the color Steel. The Steel color is the one that you're gonna be using for getting this kind of finished style, and you will always try to do your best way of spray painting. I actually didn't spray paint mines like so many people do, like put all the pieces together and then spray all over them. No, I actually do this. They were all in parts, as I showed in the past video. They were in parts, and you see that they were in different colors. So what I do, it's basically took them apart from the runner, cut it, and then leave it like pieces, and use those nippers, clap them here in these parts, clap them here, and actually just paint spray all over them. And when they have all dried enough for 48 hours, after you dry it for 1 hour, you're gonna be actually leaving those to like fully dry or fully curate for over 48 hours or 24 hours if you want. And also after that, you're gonna be using your second paint. That's gonna be the primary paint for all the weapons that you want to look like this and that. And that will be the paints that you will use. And also, yeah, I'm sorry, I just leave this because if you don't have a way of obtaining these kinds of paints, like I shared before, the ones that are the primers, you can actually go for a different way. It's not a bad way, it's kind of like a cheap way, but it's not like that. For my point of view, many people will say that because, okay, you're not buying a primer, yeah, I'm buying a little can of spray, but it's the same job, but it's doesn't have the same amount as the bigger one, so it will not hold enough for a long period of times of use. So you can use either for the kind of black primer, you can use even Mr. Color Spray, that's the 33, the flat black. You can use either that, or you can use either the gray one and the white one for Mr. Color Spray. And yes, it's not a bad thing, but it will be a little more expensive because you're gonna need to buy more of these cans, and you will actually use 3 or 4 of them, maybe like that. And lastly, the last things that I may be showing you, it's this little part, the grenades. How did I give them the look of this? Well, black primer, and then used Tamiya, the Mr. Color Spray, sorry, got that, the Mr. Color Spray red number 3 to paint all over them. Also, there's gonna be a tutorial afterwards I finish building this friend and other products that I haven't done it, but first I'm gonna be showing you a tutorial of how to actually spray your paint, so you can have a better look on how does it look when some people try to spray like this from from various sides of the product you want, and from the product you want to actually paint correctly. 2 ways, the bad one and the good one. Those things I'm gonna be showing you in an after video when I finish building this big frame. So now, moving on to the next part, that is gonna be what I'm actually going to show you. I have a wet palette, true. I have a tissue paper, true. I have my weapons, true. I have a cup of water, true. So what I'm gonna do this now, it's just remember the things about the real grades. They have the realistic decals. Well, I don't actually like to put my products decals, you know, it doesn't give that real style, like the reality. So for this time, I'm just gonna be giving you the best way of how to paint. I actually use the Gundam markers. That's a good way too. You can use Gundam markers if you don't have. You can either use 3 kinds of product that you could actually acquire them in some gum places. Because of Corona, remember the issue with the people and making those memes. Well, I cannot blame them. They're very funny somehow. Oh, true, they're very funny for me. You can either use these other things. So first of all, I'm gonna grab my paints. There we go. We got 1. And where's the silver one? Okay, I'm just trying to search. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's not the one. Okay, that's it. The hell with it. Okay. So I found the parts. Yeah, sorry for taking that too much. I needed to have everything ready before taking a pic. So right now, the showing part is that the products and everything that you have. I'm gonna be painting all the lenses that are from the bazookas, from the machine guns, and the beam rifle itself. All the lens parts. I didn't actually paint them before because, you know, it's actually more easiest way before you assemble them. And after you assemble, you're just gonna need to give them a top coat and everything, and that will be all. So materials that you're gonna be using are the next ones. First things first, you're gonna be using is like your primary place of work, your wet palette. Also, you're gonna be using your tissue for like when you try to clean your brushes from doing the hard work. And lastly, you're gonna need your cup of water. That's gonna be like that. When you have your cup of water, that will be all for doing this stuff. Now, moving on to the last thing. Last, your tools to job. I'm gonna be using a small brush. It's gonna be a number 1 brush, and if you don't have either Citadel paints, That's one thing that you can actually search. Either Citadel paints or either Vallejo's game color paints. You can use Gundam markers. So what I'm actually gonna give here is that the first things that you're gonna be applying is a silver bright color as a base and secondary color like a layer, the finished color that you want on that part. So for me, will be like giving a silver and then emerald kind of green. Good job. And then you will have a good product. And also, if you're painting like me, you don't want to make a big mess around all those parts, and then you're gonna use your like some kind of eraser or something like that. You don't want to do that. What you're gonna do is actually use some masking tape. You can either use a masking tape from Tamiya, from your local store and everything like that. And lastly, don't forget your tweezers. Your tweezers are gonna be used for giving you that little job that your big fingers cannot do, like mine, I know. So those are all the materials. Your palette, remember, it needs to be wet. You need to apply, and if it dries in a closed environment like me, that's what comes in handy, your cup of water. You're just gonna be dropping a little bit of water there, and it's gonna be soaked and wet and ready for the job again. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As the last part I'm gonna do here, it's gonna be afterwards, and truthfully, everyone understands is gonna be giving the details for these parts of the Unicorn Gundam, putting the decals. So this is gonna be the last part. So this is gonna be doing everything on this big fella, everything, like putting decals, remaking the details, and that will be all for the Gunpla. Yeah, and afterwards, if this thing moves, yeah, it moves. It's okay, guys, don't worry. You're not gonna be worried of breaking it. It's not gonna break. Don't worry. It's not gonna break. Remember the share video that I showed to you about the parts that you need to do when you're building this fella before you try to build it and snap everything together. So don't forget that. That's gonna be the last part. And also, I hope that everyone enjoyed this video, because it's gonna be the last thing last, and for that it will be all. And with it, I will show the finished products and the best place to store everything like this. I hope that everyone enjoys this video. Uram is here, saying no more, so you can enjoy the video and listen to this smooth music. Singing out, everyone. Goodbye.
Holding on to what I know, to everything I've learned, what is real and fabricated. What is wrong? What is my problem? What can I get out of this world that I created? Fighting the storms in my head, don't know where I have been. I'm alone, no one to turn to, no one understands. Shit's too complicated. Away, and I feel like I am someone else. Away, and I feel like I don't know myself, no. Away, and I feel like I don't know my name. And I don't want to live this way. I don't want to keep on wasting a life. I'm drowning in my head, I'm losing the mind. And if you could know, yeah, if I could show you, I don't wanna keep on living this life so faceless. So faceless.
we back.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. Made it through the wind and rain, I turn nothing into something. No more dealing with their assumptions, cause I do what I gotta do and I know, can't nobody do it like me. All they do is judge me for who I might be. Maybe if they took some time to pick my mind to see that I'm cooler than lemons and iced tea. All I wanna do is live it up with the homies. Everybody really talking as if they know me, but I guess I gotta face it. I'm so tired of being faceless.
I don't wanna keep on wasting life. I'm drowning in my head, I'm losing the mind. And if you could know, yeah, if I could show you, I don't wanna keep on living this life so faceless.
So faceless.
I've got a premonition, I'm dreaming you and I. All my darkest fears are coming outside. We got a billion races, we got this melody. And you can trust me, baby, we got everything. Call me whenever you feel alone, babe. And when you need to cry, I'll be by your side. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. And when you need to escape from 1,000 fires, I'm gonna kiss you wherever you are. And I'm gonna miss you, I will never lie. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. We're running in the jungle of love. Listen to my conditions, I got you on my mind. You were stuck in my head and I don't know why. We got a billion races, we got this melody. And you can trust me, baby, we got everything. Call me whenever you feel alone, babe. And when you need to cry, I'll be by your side. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. And when you need to escape from 1,000 fires, I'm gonna kiss you wherever you are. And I'm gonna miss you, I will never lie. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. We're running in the jungle of love.
I remember the days, always at the same place, the same people every day. I will never forget this black old Corvette standing in front of my way. We were both in high school, I thought I was a fool. Oh, when I was falling for you, you keep drawing me in, and I know it's a sin, but even so, yeah, I need you. You taste like candy, eat you on a Sunday. Feels so bittersweet, knowing I like candy. Eat you are the Sunday. I can feel the beat on my heart and beats. 'Cause you taste like candy. Tasty. Eat you on a Sunday. Feels so bittersweet knowing I can live. You taste like candy. Eat you on a Sunday. I can feel the beat of my heart increase.
You don't know what goes on behind these eyes. You don't know the loneliness hidden inside. You don't know I wanna eat you up alive. Come and get to know me, my type of wild. I'm the kind that spins you and hangs you dry. Well, I'm already on to another side. If you gave me your whole life, I would still have room for more. 'Cause I've got that appetite. Baby, I never feel whole. Though you might get me through the night, but it will never be enough. It will never be enough. 'Cause I'm a black gold for your love. Suck you, na na na, to my center of gravity. 'Cause it's true, na na na, everything they say about me. I'll love you like a supernova, burned into you like a shooting star. Always craving for you to come to me. Though this way of life, no, it ain't healthy, but ain't no other way, it's just what I need. I want all your soul, I want your body. I'm the type that licks her play clean. Don't wanna let out, wanna you can eat. If you gave me your whole life, I would still have room for more. 'Cause I've got that appetite. Baby, I never feel whole. You might get me through the night, but it will never be enough. It will never be enough. 'Cause I'm a black gold for your love. It's true, na na na, everything they say about me. I'll love you like a supernova, burn into you like a shooting star. If you give me your whole life, I would still have room for more. 'Cause I've got that appetite. Baby, I never feel whole. You might get me through the night, but it will never be enough. It will never be enough. 'Cause I'm a black gold for your love.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some oil. Oh, think it's empty again. Better fill it up before I go. 'Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, fuck with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance. tried so hard, I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let go of the rules, cause that's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling it? Touch me, are you in it? Don't see what you're seeing, untypical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, fuck with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh no, that I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your flight, cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad.
Oh darling, if I had bought you flowers, would you still be here by my side? Yeah, I thought this moment could be ours, while I'm walking on you through the night. You can break my bones, break all the promises, but leave me alone. Don't break my heart. You should fucking stay with him. You should fucking stay with him. Darling, if I had bought you flowers, what if you stayed at home the night? Yeah, I've been lonely counting hours while I'm getting blinded by the light. You can break my bones, break all the promises, but leave me alone. Don't break my heart. You should fucking stay with him. You should fucking stay with him.
Hey, having fun here. Uramis back to talk about the finishing product. It's over. The great adventure and journey that everyone was waiting, it's finally over. We finally finished to build the RG Full Armor Unicorn Gundam. With it, we have completed everything from the steps from the manual to the fixes that we needed to build this big guy to get it on. The first things that we are now gonna need to make this guy look more awesome, two things: a posable base and also a turntable disc. For that, we're gonna be using our custom turntable that we obtained from Mr. Hobby itself, and we're gonna be doing some sick poses so you can enjoy the entire look of it between two things. One is gonna be on destroy mode, and the second is gonna be in unicorn mode. So first things first, let's see how good it looks like with some poses in unicorn mode and some poses in destroy mode. With it, we're gonna be using the Big Magnum as well as some sick hands that they have come with it. We're gonna be using those, and also last, we're gonna be using some beam saber effects so we can give it a good look in with this big fella. I hope that you enjoyed all this journey, and always I'm happy that everyone is giving support to this channel by subscribing and commenting and giving likes, thumbs up to the videos. It's not a problem to have thumbs down, because it always gives to myself as a new person that begins in YouTube, it gives my YouTube more criticism and makes me a person to accept those criticism from everyone. Because in this hobby, we're always gonna be trying to find the best community for everyone, and the best thing is for everyone is to enjoy what you like and what you do. So we'll catch you later in another video covering a new build. So here is your Rami saying goodbye, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye guys, thank you for following me. As everyone has come to the end, I hope that you enjoyed the entire of this video, and always back again saying thank you so much. But right now, it's not the end. It's not the end. I wasn't aware of this, but this maybe sound crazy, but actually I think that Bandai Links was everything like a farce or a myth, but actually I got a vision. Bandai Links, he actually ended a war in his universe and everything, in the universal century and everything, but he actually wanted this to be finished. So he's hanging me. He actually showed me the place where was the unicorn store. It was in the destroy mode. And I actually like grabbed the, not physical because it's a big thing. I actually grabbed a little miniature of him, and he said, "You need to put this in a sealed box. The Laplace cannot be opened by anyone, not either by me or you." And I said, "Why?" The actual answer, he said, it was really terrifying, but it was amazing. Said humanity cannot be trusted with such a weapon. And with it, I actually chose two things. Could I put it inside a box and seal it forever against any kinds of enemies that come in the future? Or could I use it to take advantage on everything and everyone? And my answer was the next one. Why humanity can use it a weapon? The answer was obvious. Humanity's ambitions were big. If the unicorn were to fall into the wrong hands, it could mean the end of everything. Such weapon, such power, such madness could be used with this weapon. And no one wanted that. No one. So in the end, I promised to Bandai that I would put the Unicorn Gundam. So right now, I will seal forever the things that Bandai told me. This is a special container, a special one, that only can be used for those that are from the Unicorns series. This kind of box, it's the almighty of the almighty. It cannot be used by anyone or anyone, only by them. And this weapon should be ever never used by anyone. Because such weapons means so many things. And with it, we don't want another war. We want peace. Humanity resting. No more war. War that could bring end to anything. But should we be those to use that weapon? Should we be the ones to use such power to destroy our enemies? Should be we to use such ways to just like sit it is worth to just say I'm just gonna hold every piece of the destiny of humanity in my hands. Should I just put this gun back to where it belongs? To where it should be? Nah. I said nah. That can be no. Humanity don't want another war. Humanity actually wants peace. A place where everyone can enjoy running, have fun. A place where everyone can be called home. A place where everyone should be able to grow. And with it, close the gap between humanity's reality and humanity's worst nightmare. I think I put it in law, things like this. But again, the thing is that humanity can't be trusted with such a weapon. Neither I can pilot the formidable Unicorn Gundam. Neither I have the ability to use such weapons. Maybe one day humanity will rise to understanding. I think that day will be close. But for now, everyone should understand that weapons like this cannot be used for anyone's ambitions. They should be used to save humanity and those who surround. Now, closing that part about the extravagant and everything about meeting Bandai and everything, I'm actually gonna say about some things about the kit. It packs a lot of articulations. It's really amazing, and it's basically a unicorn. Not a bad guy. It's a good guy. for those who don't know who the Unicorn is, it's basically a Gundam that took series, like for example from in the Universal Centuries. In the last episodes of Bandai Links, he took advantage and everything. Just ability form of power and improvement by itself. Right now, many people will be saying, how will you rate this kind of Gundam or Gunpla? Well, if it's a 1 in the real life, I will rate it to 1 to 10. 10. Basically because the kit itself packs a lot of differences. A lot of things, a lot of that, a lot of this, there. And with it packs too much of attention, because that's what we want of a kit. We don't want to be so only a lot of parts and then, oh, it's finished, finally I can breathe. No, we want to see it like a lot of details. And with it, you have this big fella. Now, if you think that I'm just basically a fan of the Unicorn series and everything, don't think like that. Don't. Never ever. I'm never a fan of a Unicorn series only. I'm just a fan of everything. I love every Gundam. I love every kit. They are amazing. I'm just a fan who loves building Gunplas, mechas, everything like that. And many people will say, mechas, then why don't you build, for example, Full Metal Panic and everything? Well, I would rather build that too, but the problem is the space that I have. Because of these boxes, kind of books like that, they're pretty amazing to storage and they don't occupy a lot of space. And that's one of the things. You don't want a Gunpla to occupy a lot of space. You want to just put it there, and then when the time is over, it's over. One thing that you want always to show to your people, to your friends and everything, is that your Gunpla is fun to build. You don't need to worry about too much. You need to say it's just a bad Gundam. You want to say it's pretty fun to build. Now, if you do what I did, actually like painting and everything, you were gonna have so much complications in the moment of trying to put this kit in some storage place, like this and that, there and there. It will be hard. But after you've managed to find a good place for it, it will be awesome. So just put it there, leave it, and well, you know, when you have another great time of your life, you can open the box and see it for yourself and show it to your friends that you build a great mecha. And it's a Gunpla. Yeah, it's a Gunpla. It's not a cheap $5 kit that you can buy and everything like that in the markets and everything. No, it's a Gunpla. A real size Gunpla that has a lot to pack and show to everyone that surrounds them and everything like that. Also, I'm really happy to know that we are hitting more and more subscribers and we're getting more and more higher. So for now, I'm gonna be saying that thanks for following this project, thanks for helping me out, and I'm really happy to say that we finished and concluded this build. And for Bandai Links, if you're looking, I did it, my friend. I locked the Unicorn. No one will ever be able to use it. This was having fun. I hope that you enjoyed the video and this entire first series that I made. Stay up to the next upcoming series that I'm gonna make. There are many Gunplas that I'm really willing to build for you guys in front of you and show it how it's made of, and you can enjoy the building and some paint jobs that I'm gonna give them. And I hope that you stay for a long time in the channel, because we're gonna be a growing channel from the future. I'm a patient guy, because I can actually wait, and till then you can actually help my channel to grow up by just hitting the subscribe button down here, and give that thumbs up. Remember, thumbs up to the channel. Always thank you for everyone for watching and enjoying all this entire series. Having fun, your Amis, your presentator, or you'll call you, saying goodbye. Bye guys.